So what does 80-20 allow a business to do if you apply it? First of all, remember, a few things mean a lot and a lot of things mean a little. So the first fundamental thing would be we've got to identify the critical few customers. Okay? Identify the critical few products. Eliminate complexity and complexity costs. And minimize the resources required to operate the business. So those were the fundamental assertions that came out of this belief about 80-20. So what were the underpinnings to, and reinvest improperly spent resources into better growth opportunities. All right, so there was analysis that led to this. So the first thing that was done was something called a quartile analysis. And so the quartile analysis, basically, if you took 200, say our business has 200 customers, we're going to go 1 to 50, 51 to 100, 100 to 150, and 150 to 200. We're just going to analyze the business from that perspective. Let's just break out our customers into quartiles. And this is based on size. Okay, so size of account. So 1 to 50 are your biggest customers. 150 to 200 are your smallest customers. Everybody with me? Okay. So the first thing they found was percent of revenues. And they found this consistently across their businesses. About 90% of revenues was in the first quartile, then 7%, then 3%, then 1%. Then they did an analysis of the amount of effort and cost that went into each quartile. What do you think they found? Roughly the same. Does the phone ring differently when your biggest account calls versus somebody else? Right? So the consumption of resources was the same across the quartiles. Okay, so this fundamentally starts supporting the concept that a little means a lot means a little, but how do we deploy this? So they did some further analysis, and then they looked at profitability across the quartiles. What do you think they found there? Probably a higher distribution of profitability for the top. Dramatically so. The top was driving about 150% of the profitability of the business. They were about break even by the second quartile, and by the third and fourth quartile, they were losing money. And the fourth quartile, losing a lot of money. Okay, now this is starting to lead to action, right? So what are we going to do? Let's just get rid of all those third and fourth quartiles, right? Simple. Well, there's concerns. We can't get rid of those little customers. What if we lose a big one? We'd be putting all our eggs in one basket if we start doing that. The big customers we have didn't start out big. They started as little ones. These are all valid concerns, right? And so they have to be, we have to address each of these. And I'm not going to address them right now. I want to go further and deeper into the analytics and how you can deploy 80-20, because I think there's so much that you can do with relatively minimal risk. But these risks are real. Okay, so I'm not discounting these at all.